Ever thought about the oddity of fruit classification? Brace yourself for this. You know those sweet yellow peelable snacks we love? Bananas? Well, they're technically berries. Yes, you heard it right. The humble banana, according to botanical definitions, is a berry. Now brace yourself for another twist. Those tiny red delights that are synonymous with summer and cream, they're not berries at all. Despite their deceptive name, strawberries are actually a member of the rose family. They are what's called an aggregate fruit, forming from a flower that has many ovaries, the part of the flower that eventually develops and ripens into a fruit. So in the world of botany, not everything is as it seems. Bananas masquerading as berries, strawberries revealing their rosy lineage. It's a veritable fruit salad of surprises. Now isn't that a fruity twist? And speaking of bananas, here's a little joke for you. Why don't bananas ever feel lonely? They hang around in bunches. Imagine finding a sweet treat that's over 3,000 years old and still good to eat. Yes, we're talking about honey. This golden liquid is not just a natural sweetener, but it's also a testament to the wonders of nature. Unlike most foods that spoil over time, honey has an incredible lifespan. It's a food that quite literally stands the test of time. Now let's take a sweet journey back in time. In the ancient tombs of Egypt, archaeologists have made some fascinating discoveries, among them pots filled with honey. But this isn't any ordinary honey. These pots date back over 3,000 years. And the astounding part, the honey is still perfectly edible. So if you ever stumbled upon an ancient Egyptian tomb, you might just find the oldest yet still tasty sweet treat. Just remember to thank them for their timeless gift. That's some timeless sweetness right there. And speaking of bees, here's a fun fact for you. Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use honeycombs. What if I told you there was a war that lasted less time than your lunch break? Imagine this, the late 19th century, and tension is brewing between Britain and Zanzibar. The Sultan of Zanzibar has just passed away, and his nephew, Khalid bin Bargash, has seized the throne without British approval. The British ultimatum? Step down or face the consequences. Khalid, however, is not one to be easily swayed. The clock strikes 9 in the morning on August 27, 1896. The British ships in the harbor open fire on the palace. The bombardment is swift and devastating. By 9:38, the Sultan's flag atop the palace is cut down, marking the end of the war. Yes, you heard that right. The Anglo-Zanzibar War, the shortest recorded war in history, was over in just 38 minutes. Talk about a quick resolution. Now here's a funny thought to wrap this up. Why don't some countries play hide and seek? Because good luck hiding when you're always at war. Ever pondered over the complexity of a chess game? The world of chess is more vast and intricate than you might think. But how vast, you ask? Well, let's put it this way. There are more possible iterations of a game of chess than there are atoms in the observable universe. That's right, the universe. Let this sink in. The number of atoms in the universe, a number so colossal that it's almost unfathomable, is dwarfed by the potential complexities of a simple game of chess. It's a testament to the profound depth and breadth of this age-old game. The possibilities are truly infinite, each game a unique dance of strategy and intellect. So the next time you sit down for a game of chess, remember you're not just moving pieces on a board, you're exploring a realm of possibilities more expansive than the cosmos itself. Checkmate to the universe, eh? And here's a fun fact, why was the math book sad? Because it had too many problems, just like a chess game. Did you know the Eiffel Tower can be a bit moody with the weather? Yes, it's true. This iconic symbol of France has a fascinating relationship with temperature. Constructed primarily of iron, the Eiffel Tower is subject to thermal expansion, a physical property of matter that causes it to change its shape, area, and volume in response to changes in temperature. So, what happens when the summer sun heats up the tower? The iron expands and the Eiffel Tower grows taller. But this isn't a giant leap, it's more of a mini-hop. In the heat of the summer, the Eiffel Tower can expand up to 15 or about 6 inches. That's about the length of an average smartphone. This impressive example of thermal expansion is one of the many fascinating ways in which it interacts with our everyday world. So, next time you're in Paris on a hot summer day, remember Paris just got a little taller. And here's a joke for you. Why don't we ever tell secrets on the Eiffel Tower? Because it's always up in the air. How many hearts does it take to pump an octopus's blood? Now that's a question that might have you scratching your head. We humans get by with just one heart, but octopuses, they have a whopping 3 hearts. Yes, you heard it right. These fascinating creatures of the deep have two peripheral hearts that pump blood to the gills, and a central heart that sends it to the rest of the body. But here's a twist. When an octopus swims, its central heart stops beating. That's a bit of a workout, isn't it? It's one of the reasons why octopuses prefer to crawl rather than swim, conserving their energy. So the next time you see an octopus, remember it's not just a master with its incredible color-changing abilities, but it's also a champion in the heart department. That's a lot of love to give. Now here's a little humor for you. Why did the octopus cross the road to get to the other tide? Who would have thought a dentist could invent something so deadly? Indeed, the idea is as shocking as the contraption he conceived, the electric chair. This lethal invention was born in the mind of a seemingly harmless dental practitioner, Dr. Alfred P. Southwick. A dentist by day, this inventor had a fascination with electricity that eventually led him towards a dark path. During the late 1880s, Southwick began noticing how quick and apparently painless deaths occurred when individuals accidentally touched live electrical wires. He then started to question if electricity could be utilized as a more humane method of execution compared to hanging, the prevalent method of that time. After years of experimentation and lobbying in 1890, the electric chair was used for the first time to carry out a death sentence in the state of New York. And just like that, our seemingly benign dentist had birthed a deadly invention. Not your usual dental procedure, is it? Let's lighten the mood with a little humor, shall we? Why did the Scarecrow become a successful politician? Because he was outstanding in his field, just like Dr. Southwick. What's the shortest complete sentence you can think of? A bit of a brain teaser, isn't it? Well, the answer is right under your nose, or rather, right on the tip of your tongue. It's I am. Yes, these two simple words form the shortest complete sentence in the English language. It's a fascinating example of how language can both minimalist and profound. I am is not only grammatically complete, but it also carries a deep philosophical connotation. It's a statement of existence, of being. It's the answer to the existential, who am I? In just two words, you affirm your presence, your identity, your reality. So the next time in a conversation or writing a piece, remember the power of I am. It's a testament to the beauty and brevity of language, and it reminds us that sometimes the most impactful statements also the simplest. Short, sweet, and grammatically complete. And to end on a lighter note, here's a joke for you. Why don't we ever play hide and seek with words? Because I am always finds a way to stand out. Ever wondered what a group of flamingos is called? Let's dive into the flamboyant world of flamingos, where a group isn't simply a group. It's a flamboyance. Yes, you heard it right. A flamboyance of flamingos. The term flamboyance, derived the word flamboyant, aptly captures the essence of these birds. With their bright pink feathers, stilt-like legs, and social nature, flamingos certainly know how to put on a show. They gather in large numbers, often in the thousands, creating a sea of pink that is nothing short of flamboyant. A sight to behold indeed. But it's not just about the spectacle. This social structure plays a crucial role in their survival, offering protection against predators. So the next time you spot a group of flamingos, remember it's not just a group, it's a flamboyance. A spectacle of nature, a display of unity and strength. That's quite the flamboyant gathering. And here's a little something to leave you with a smile. Why don't flamingos play? Because they always get fouled up. What if a day was longer than a year? Sounds absurd, right? But in the peculiar world of our cosmic neighborhood, this is a reality for Venus, the second planet from the Sun. Venus, often dubbed Earth's evil twin, spins on its axis at a snail's pace. This leisurely rotation, combined with its relatively quick orbit around the Sun, results in a Venusian day being longer than a Venusian year. Yes, you heard that right. A single rotation of Venus on axis takes approximately 243 Earth days. Meanwhile, it completes an orbit around the Sun in about 225 Earth days. So if you were on Venus, a day would last longer than a year. It's a mind-boggling concept to grasp, right? It's like having a birthday every day. In the grand cosmic ballet, Venus sure does have its unique rhythm. Time sure does fly, or does it? And speaking of Venus, here's a little space humor for you. Why did Venus break up with Mars? Because it needed more space. Let's take a quick look back at the most surprising facts we've learned today. We've discovered that bananas are the real berries, not strawberries, and that honey, the ancient edible gold, can stand the test of time, remaining perfectly edible even after 3,000 years. We've delved into the shortest war in history, which a mere 38 minutes, and compared the possibilities of a chess game to the number of atoms in the observable universe. We've marveled at the Eiffel Tower's summer growth and the octopus's 3 hearts. We've learned about the dentist's deadly invention, the electric chair, and reflected on the brevity of the sentence, "I am." We've admired the flamboyance of flamingos and pondered over Venus's peculiar time, where a day is longer than a year. All these serve as reminders of the fascinating world we live in. Stay curious and keep learning. But before we go, here's a little fun fact turned joke for you. Why don't we tell secrets in the jungle? Because the potatoes have eyes, the corn has ears, and the beans stalk. Until next time, goodbye.